WLS Conversations with Ciaran here for my YouTube channel, CKTV. I'm joined by Bishop here from New York. How are you, Spring?
Hello, how are you? I'm great.
Not too bad. So you've had the weight loss surgery. Can you tell us a bit about your history of having this?
Prior to having actual weight loss surgery, followed through childhood, and then also developing and steadily, I was morbidly obese. I stand 4'11", 5 foot. I never get the same answer twice from a doctor or a nurse that does my height and weight or my triage. So that's
Okay.
why I say my height is like questionable. But at my highest weight, I was about 230.
Right.
Recorded by a physician, I always came in around 220. Once 217 was the highest weight that I was recorded when I first started seeking weight loss surgery. Then at that time, I was at a BMI higher than 43. So I was
Right.
qualified in the United States under the health insurance in New York City
All right.
to qualify for the bariatric surgery. In New York, they cover only the RNY or the bypass and
Okay.
the VSG. I did a lot of research and I was never interested in the bypass because I heard that they had to take something down and then they connect and they remake you a stomach. So I was
Right.
never excited about that, but
Mm.
to each his own.
There's a
I
lot
was
of
more
can be a lot of complications with that, can't there? Yeah.
I heard that there's issues with malnutrition and then other issues in me working or having a background in the medical field. I
Okay.
kind of and I have personal family members that have had this surgery and it wasn't a success.
Right.
I'm not saying that everyone that has it, it's just my own personal experience. Again, me being in the medical field plus the family member. Other than the one family member having weight loss surgery, my family, they run a little heavy or chubby, but they are
Yeah.
not like morbidly obese. Like they are heavy. Like if you see the pictures that are going to be displayed in the video, um,
Yeah.
you'll see that in my the yellow shirt, I was like 210 pounds or 201. I was somewhere in there because that was about a month or so after the surgery. And then
Okay.
the other picture with the black shirt on with Angela Davis, also that was like a month or two after the surgery. I was still heavy,
Mm.
as you can see. But my history of struggling with weight has been constant since I was younger. But again,
Same here.
that
Yeah.
comes from, yeah, it comes from, being raised like, oh, eat everything on your plate so you can get dessert. Okay.
Yeah.
And so I was a child raised in a very well-rounded family,
Yeah.
and food was a way of like kind of like having conversation, being social, like just being with your family. Like
Mm.
some people, like in Spanish cultures, they do a lot of coffee. Well, I'm from a culture of many different things, Italian being a big piece of it.
Okay.
So they love to cook. The women always start early in the morning. There's a house full of food every single day.
Yeah.
You're forced to eat. If you come in the house and you don't eat, it's like a sign of disrespect.
Yeah.
So
You
that's
always see it
where
in
it
the
all
movies. Yeah.
started. And even as an adult, I have 4 children, and I had to learn to stop forcing them to eat when they're not hungry.
Mm.
I didn't want my children to have the same situation as I did, but it took me to go through a weight loss surgery to realize it.
Yeah. I
Um,
understand. Yeah.
so for a while I struggled. I never really I have never been consistent with fad diets.
Mm.
I never went on Weight Watchers. I'm someone that would probably be the stereotype, like, oh, she wants the easy way out, because I would say this because people say, oh, they just want a quick fix.
Mm.
Well, I've always been a healthy eater, but I never had portion control.
I was the
And I
same, yeah,
think,
yeah.
go ahead.
I was the same as that. I found that a lot as well. Like,
Yeah,
yeah,
so I love healthy foods, but I indulge heavily. Like, I do have junk food, and I am a very black and white type of person, which means all or nothing. So sometimes, like, if I have sweets, I try not to bring sweets into my home because I will go bananas. I literally hide cookies under my bed. Literally. And chocolate. I go to BJ's, and if I don't have a chaperone with me, I will put it in the cart and I will eat it. I will hide it until the kids find it, and then I'm like, okay, I'll give you the rest. But first, I consume at least half of it, or a good like 1/3 of it, and then when I get busted, I'm like, yeah, they need to take it away before I hurt myself. That's why I fluctuate.
yeah,
I don't
right.
want to say regain. I heard someone else. I
Yeah,
don't, because I watch a lot of weight loss videos still, but it's only regain when you can't get it off. I
exactly. Yeah.
go, yeah, I go between
Tell
130 and
us first of all. Tell us about how far you're out from your surgery. You're about 4 or 5 years, yeah.
yes, 4 years out. I
That's
had
amazing.
weight
Yeah,
loss surgery on February 27, 2014. And on that day, I was 208. I had a 1 day liquid diet, but it was
yeah.
supposed to be a week. But my insurance through the state, they tried to cut it off for some reason. They tried to cut my insurance off because I wasn't responding with the insurance company or whatever. So
Mhm.
my surgeon pushed my surgery up a week so that
Right.
I could stay under and he could get paid for the surgery since I had already went through
Mhm.
every single thing that the insurance asked and I had already been approved. So
Right.
we did my surgery a week early and I was on a 1 day liquid diet, and then after that, no drinking, eating after a certain hour, and then I had
Okay.
surgery.
You tell us a bit about how you find the second, third, and fourth year so far. Like, after you get to,
Um
after beyond the 18 months or whatever the window is of losing weight, how much is it hard after that? Did you find?
um It's all mind over matter. It's really what you learned in the first year and a half. I mean, most people that when they first get surgery, they think like, oh, I'm never going to be able to eat bread again, or they're never going to be able to eat a real meal again. But after the first year and a half, you realize that you can consume a small or a normal portion
Mm,
of food. The 2 years and 3 years and 4 years out, I don't know, it is hard, but it's not. I
mhm.
mean, because you have to find other ways of working through your issues, whatever it is. If you feel like, oh, I'm gonna be mad, or you get mad and you just want to drink, then that's an adult decision. If
Mhm.
you feel mad and you want to go clean the house, that's a beautiful, healthy thing to do. You get exercise and you get your house clean. So
Yeah.
it's still the same thing. It's still the same thing. It's just a different day, but you learn more as you go.
Mhm.
So it's a personal choice where people that they go and have weight loss surgery and regain it. I don't know their situation, but it sounds like in those situations that they turn back to the thing that they knew to do
Yeah.
to cope.
Mm.
So eating, sometimes you're supposed to eat to live or live to eat. I don't know. You're not supposed to live to eat, but
No.
you're supposed to eat to live. So
Exactly.
basically, a lot of us that eat a lot, it's like it tastes good and it's a way of coping. So you have
Mhm.
to find different ways to cope.
Yeah.
So
That's a good
I
point. Yeah.
mean, I still fall into those bad habits. I'm not perfect. What keeps me mindful
But you're
is
looking
that
great. Like,
200.
it's clear to see that
Thank
you seem
you.
to be. The pictures tell the story as well.
Yeah, because I stay mindful. I don't want to be that 220-pound person that I used to be, that cope through issues through eating, because there has been times, even though I don't do fad diets and I'm not consistent with dieting, I know how to lose weight very consistently and good on my own, because I moved from Florida to New York in 2010, and I lost 70 pounds on my own, not dieting, just eating normal and walking. That's what I started doing when I moved to New York. My vehicle was stolen like 3 months after I moved here. I never bought a vehicle for like 2 years, and I lost 70 pounds in the first 6 months I lived here. So I did it alone, but I regained all the weight because I started eating more and I was drinking. So alcohol will be a way of regaining weight. So if there's people in the weight loss surgery community and they have trans addictions, that should be something that we need to be mindful of, because all of us are addicts to food. That's the thing. We're all addicts to food, and that's how we end up that way, to be whatever size that we end up to be. So you have to keep your addiction in mind, and that's how I've maintained. I'm not perfect.
That's brilliant going, And transfer addiction, as you say, is a massive thing, isn't it?
Yeah, because as soon as I lost a bunch of weight, instead of going to fast food all the time, I started shopping all the time. I've always been a person that can drink at any given time. I don't need it to be Friday for me to turn up or get rowdy. I can have a Sunday just as good as a Monday. I don't need Friday. It don't have to be a certain time, because 8 a.m. is good as 9 p.m. I mean, I'm just being honest. So, I'm just that's what keeps me in the maintenance mode and a very happy mode, is because I like my size 4 and US sizes of women, size 2, size 6. Those are the sizes I fit in right now. The tops, good, because
that's some going.
I'm just happy. I just keep my addiction in the front of my face all the time. Like, I don't want to return back to that 220-pound person. Well, I still have the same problems, though.
Well, Spring, if you were to give people out there tips on how to maintain, what is your top tips on how to, when they get the goal, if they want to stay low,
The thing I would say is to be very mindful of your weight and how you feel. There's 2 ways to really monitor that. Is daily weighing, like you daily weigh, that is a good thing to me. And then also your clothing. How does your clothing fit? And then when it starts getting tight, how does that make you feel as a person? If it makes you want to eat, then you need to do the opposite, because that's how you got to that size, and that's why your pants are tight. So those are the things that you should keep as your tools, as well as your new stomach or the surgery that you chose. So that's how, I don't have a list of tools, because I'm not going to sit here and tell you that I don't eat cookies and I don't eat chips and I don't eat chocolate and I don't indulge, because I do. I go overboard. I'm like, I jump in the sea. Yes, I go deep sea diving on the damn shit. I'm telling you, I just go crazy. But when I see my clothing not fitting the way that I like, oh no. And let's go ahead and carry it on into the second phase. And you pay thousands of dollars. Some people don't get the opportunity to have health insurance pay for this surgery. I have been blessed. I'm lucky. My health insurance covered all of it.
Same
with me. It's not a free ride. I'm an investment. My surgeries are an investment. I love how I feel. I love how I look. It didn't change none of the issues in my life. It only made me feel better about myself, those surgeries. And that's how I keep myself in check. I don't go over 140. If I see 142 or 141, I'm like, you gonna drink water. You ain't having no cookies. You ain't getting no chocolate. Sit down, fat bitch. That's what I say to myself. I put her in the back seat in a car seat.
So tell me about your thoughts on plastics. I recommend whoever wants to have plastic surgery,
that they research the doctors and don't just try to go after the cheapest price, because there are so many women, I don't know of men, but a lot of women that are dying for cosmetic surgeries. Yeah. These cosmetics and reconstructive surgeries are very important to all of us, even the women that are passing away. But don't let the price be the last, of your life, because you could pay $6,000 for a mommy makeover, which is a tummy tuck, and your breast to be lifted. That's where they only take off the skin. So it's really just like skin removal for women that their bodies have been blown up like balloons and dilapidated. Now, this can go for women and men that have weight loss surgery, but don't go for the cheapest price. People need to do their research first. I'm going to say this very openly. I was a fool. I am lucky to be alive. Lucky. Right. And I had surgery in America. I had surgery in Miami, Florida. Okay. And the same center that I had surgery at, it's like 6 women that died already from the same surgery I had.
That's crazy.
One just passed away. Yeah, and they're all moms. They're all moms, and they're all young. So you have to do your research. Yeah. Like, I don't know. I believe in God, and I believe that it's not my time to go, but it could have been me.
Yeah.
And it could be anyone else too. Just understand that it is a selected surgery. We don't need our skin removed. We want our skin removed. It is sometimes a health hazard for some people. I am 4'11", 5 foot. So the skin, it only bothered me because I seen it. It wasn't like every time I went to the bathroom, it was like in my way of wiping and stuff like that. It just grossed me out because it's my body. So I got it removed. But I think that everybody that wants it, they should have it. But do your research and know your doctor. And then once you pick it, or you pick that doctor, just go with it. If you have a good feeling about that person and you're 100% with that person, you should be confident in your physician. You should, because you're putting your life in their hands. And
that's good advice.
I just think it's a big decision. It is. I got lucky though.
How did you find the American system, the healthcare system and stuff?
Yeah, they're just as bad as the third world country. I think I would take my chances, like my next surgery, because I'm not done with plastic surgery. I want to get my arms done and my legs, my thighs. But I just feel like you need to do your research. Again, it goes back to researching and finding out if your doctor is actually qualified to do the surgeries that you're asking them to do on you. Yeah. If they don't have the qualifications, just like, for example, there's a lady here in America, her name is Dr. Boubet or Boute or some shit like that. She's a dermatologist. She's for wrinkles and pimples, and she's giving butt lifts. She just killed this nurse. Like, she has brain damage. That means that she is not in there. She's alive. Her body's alive, but she is not alive. She's a vegetable. And she's young. And she was a nurse. And now, because this doctor said she gave her a deal for $11,000, this lady is not going to walk again. She's not going to eat again. She's not going to laugh again. Wow. She's not going to do none of the functions that this doctor that's walking around still right now is doing. And this doctor had the audacity to say, I gave her a deal. What kind of deal you gave her? That lady don't even have a botched surgery. She does have a botched surgery, but she can't even complain about it. She can't do nothing. Her son is fighting for her. But that's why people need to do their research, really. Like, even everything that shines and glitter is not gold.
No.
Don't be a fool.
No. So, can you tell us, you're from Florida, yeah? You lived in Florida.
Yeah.
And then you moved to New York?
Yeah, I'm from Tampa, Florida. I lived there my whole life, and I'm somebody that's very spontaneous, and I just I like diversity and I like challenges.
Yeah.
And I had always like had like sort of, I want to say, like a cushion to fall back on when you have family around and you have a great support system. My family may be a little dysfunctional, but I think that's normal. But also
Everybody
when you
is
have
the same, you know.
family that's, yeah, I think that when you have a tight support system, you know that there's something to fall back on. So I always wanted to live in New York City. So I was like, one day I just got my kids together and it was, I'm not going to lie, I got fired from my job and I took my last 2 checks and I had my savings and I took my kids and I moved to New York. I have family here, but they don't really like, we're not connected because my children are mixed. I didn't stay in the race. So my white family doesn't like that I blended my family. They don't like that.
Yeah, that's silly. It's your choice, you know what I mean?
Yeah. That's their problem, not mine. I'm going to still live. I'm going to still have fun.
Exactly. So you're getting good weather over there these days, yeah?
Yeah, I'm getting really good weather. Yeah. So I'm actually at a friend's house or home, and she lives on the 12th floor, so I'm just doing the interview. I'm pretty much like I said, I'm very spontaneous.
Cool.
I go with the flow.
You're doing it on the fly.
And yeah, I do it on the fly. But if anyone ever wants to come to New York City and do a meet and greet, I'm one of those people that I don't really make big plans, but if you come into town and I see you're in town, I'm like, hey, I'm over here.
Yeah, cool.
But
I hope to go in the next while, you know. It'd be nice to go there. I'd like to see it, you know.
Okay, but if you make a lot of plans, just know I'm a on the fly type of girl.
Yeah.
So if I see you, I'll put my hand up like, hey, I'm over here. If you say I'm too busy, I'm gonna be like, have a nice trip.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, we can have a meet up. We're getting a few people together, you know.
Yeah, I don't mind. Either way, because I know what it's like to go on vacation and you have things to do. You make a plan. Like me, I don't make a plan. Even when I go on vacation, I'll make a plan. I got 4 kids, and there's always a reason why we didn't do something.
Yeah. So we discovered each other on YouTube, of course. You've got a YouTube channel as well. How are you doing? Do you do many videos now, or?
Lately, I just kind of like let that take a backseat in my life. Only, it's not because life. It's like I have a few people that I know, and they know I do videos. So instead of blabbing my mouth or like saying how I'm doing it, I just don't say nothing. And honestly, I took down about 40 videos because I was so worried about how I looked or sounded or how other people were gonna view me. And then later on, coming up when I finished school, like I would like a job, and then it's so hard. Like even my Facebook, I'm almost ready to take my Facebook down because like
I don't do that.
I don't want to be judged by employers because they go and they dig up what's going on online in your personal life, and then they use it against you. Yeah, so it's unfortunate.
It is. But it's been great talking to you here, Spring. It's nice to meet you, and of course, haven't really talked to you in person before, so it's great to talk to you like this.
Yeah, that's so nice. I'm glad that you actually gave me the time to say my piece. If there's ever
anything else
any
you'd like
questions,
to elaborate on, or anything else you'd like to talk about this whole journey?
No. I would just say that when people say, the older veterans like myself, or even people further out than me, that it's a mental journey more than a physical journey, I really believe that there's no way to prepare for these types of things in life. So like, if you want to do something, don't allow other people to detour you or change your mind. You go after what you want to do. And yes, there's going to be physical and mental involved, but just keep looking for the success. That's all.
And the positivity is key as well, isn't it?
Exactly. Yep.
Yeah. And big shout out, actually, your friend Nirvana Lee. We both follow
Oh
her on.
yeah, I
She's
love
doing great
her.
as
She's
well.
so
Yeah.
sweet.
Yeah.
That I can't wait. That's my next like person that I would love to meet in person and like hang
Yeah.
out with. She is so awesome.
Yeah,
Like a big inspiration to
she's
me.
really
I love
straight
her.
up with her videos and stuff. Straight up with everything, you know.
Yeah.
And other people out there, of course, in the community, there is some people out there that are a bit mad in the community. There may be a bit too much in the community, but then there's...
Listen, if you don't have a life and you make weight loss the only thing you do in life, I'm not sure what's going on with that. I don't know.
Yeah.
I lost the weight and I left that shit right where I lost it, in the past.
Yeah, exactly.
Now my future is to keep it off.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I took everyone. Sometimes I don't show it because I have other things going on, but support everyone and I cheer every pound.
Yeah.
You can't please everyone. You really can't,
Exactly.
and I'm not trying.
Well, thank you very much for joining us today, Spring. It's Spring Bishop, everyone. Check out our YouTube channel. And it's been great talking to you, Spring, on
Thank
WLS
you.
Conversations. Thank you, Spring. All the best.
You too. Bye bye.
Bye bye. Cheers.